Hi, FlossTube Stitchers. Well, August was fair season in our neck of the woods, and so I thought my vintage stitches should reflect that, and I have two designs with pigs to show you. Imagine that. The first one, I'm really sorry I have no information on. I have not run across the chart yet. I think it's probably a designer who is out of the business right now. If anybody out there recognizes this Wilbur and Charlotte pattern, let me know. I tried using Google image search and it brought me no information, but I really enjoyed stitching this. There's metallic for the spider web. The straw or hay is stitched with two different colors, so there's some dimension there. I liked the way the fence was designed. Anyway, it was really fun. And I stitched it with 2 strands on 14 count Aida in the color Pewter Yorkshire. And Yorkshire was a specialized fabric back in the day. There may be 1 or 2 colors still available. I forgot to look into that. But it was kind of an interesting line before there was hand-dyed. So there is a solid color pewter from Zweigart, but this is a Yorkshire, which has a little bit of a variation in color. And I think it came in 5 or 6 colors. So this is what we had before there was over-dyed. So anyway, he's really cute, isn't he? And then the next one is a Prairie Schooler from way back in the day. It's their chart number 18. I have no idea what year that was, and I was trying to figure out how old my piece was, and I've been lugging it around for a couple weeks intending on showing it for a video of this sort. Never noticed until tonight that I actually did sign this one. So it's from, I stitched it in 1989. So this is called The Three Pigs. And I stitched it with 3 strands on 14 count fiddlers because that was the rage back in the day. I have it personalized over there. I do like to hide it a little bit. I don't normally want my initials in the year to stand out that much. So that's probably why I didn't notice it until tonight. But I had entered this in the fair, maybe in 89 or maybe 90, but our shop was new at the time. And I think I wanted to enter some things in the needlework category as a test for my customers so that I could tell them what the procedure was like, how your pieces were displayed, like, are they safe? Or are they gonna have any damage to them? Because that's, I mean, I could tell you stories about that too. But I think that's why I decided to enter some shows back then. I didn't really care that much about getting a ribbon. It's not really why I stitched, but I did it more for the experience. And I'm pretty sure I stitched this with 3 strands, but it was hard to tell. I even tried to take a needle tonight to separate them, but you know what happens when you stitch with 3 strands. One of them gets kind of caught underneath and it fills in the space, but you can't really identify 3 strands. I'd have to take it apart and look at the backside probably. But compared to Wilbur, this one looks thicker, so I'm thinking that it probably was. And I didn't get anything at the fair. There were no judges' comments or anything, so, you know, I don't know. I thought it was fun. I stitched it knowing I was going to put it in the fair, so I chose this theme. I framed it myself, and I used a very good framing quality padding underneath it, and I think I did a great job. It just has a sawtooth on the back because that's all I knew at that time. And I think I had this displayed in my kitchen for quite a while at our previous house. It had a big country kitchen, but no formal dining room. So my style was a little casual. I had like the cafe lace curtains and a braided rug under my kitchen table. And I had a farm theme going on for a while. I had pictures, mostly stitched, but some other artwork that were of black and white pigs, black and white or brown and white cows, and sheep. So it was a tight color palette. No cutesy pink pigs for me. It was all kind of subtle and neutral colors, but I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed it for a while, and they haven't been up in this current house because there's not as much wall space in the way the house is designed. So anyway, haven't had it out for a while, so that's been fun to look at. Okay, I know it's September, but this video was supposed to go up last week, and so I want to show you the 3 monthlies that we have, again, from Carol Leonard. We pop them in and out of frames that she loaned us for that purpose. So the first one is Bent Creek August Rings from their monthly Snapper series. She did all hers on 14, and she pops them in and out of I think this is a 6-inch, no, this is a 5-inch frame. And it's really fun to have this. It's an older series, but it's still popular. And then the second one is Primrose Cottage from their 9-patch series. And they had a bee theme. It's always fun to see what people choose. August is one of those weird months where you're not really sure what they're going to come up with because there's no holiday or anything. So I like that one was a lighthouse and one was bees. It all works. And then the third one is Cross Stitch Wonders Mug of the Month. And this is a fun and colorful August watermelon theme. The fabric is 14-count fabric flare. I believe this was exclusive to Stitchery Express. So you could order that online if you're so interested. All right. And then I will move on to the new chart. So I did try to do a video last week, and it was after I had participated in the Needlework Marketplace, and I don't know why I said I was going to do a video. I should just plan not to when there's something like that going on, because it took up a lot of my time and energy, and it just didn't happen. And the good news is I got a few more automatics this week, so I have some more charts to show you. The first is Amy Brecken, McFlurry Friends, and the chart includes all 3 of those plus those red buttons. And I just love the style of her snowmen. They just have such personality, and they're so different from everybody else's snowmen. Oh, What Fun is another guy all dressed up for the season. And then there's St. Nick and Pals. And then she is currently in the season of having grandchildren. So she put out another children's chart, You Are Loved, and there's a version for girl, a version for boy. And then the next auto is from Heartstring Samplery. So this is the 3rd one in the Americana Mamas series. Lady Rosie. So this says, I stand for Rosie, and this says equality. And she has a really nice page or so inside talking about Rosie the Riveter from World War II and what that meant to our country, and the theme of equality for women, and even for race. So anyway, I've enjoyed this series. I plan to stitch these. I like the subtle patriotic color palette too. Then she has 4 and 5 in her stocking ornament collection. So this is Autumn Leaves and Turkey Talk. So I might do this because I do a Thanksgiving tree, a tabletop tree. I may not do all the stockings. I'd have to find somebody to finish them for me. Then We Belong, which has a really nice sentiment for our current world. Then we got some Teresa Kogut, and the first couple are from a previous class or retreat that she released. I think they were from 2023. That's called Honey. It's a lot of stitching, but I do think it's going to make it to my list for next year. And Honeybee Biscornu. I like how she shows all the different sides to it, viewpoints, and then the matching honeybee needle book. And the real reason I ordered was for the new patriotic ones. So this is patriotic tweet. I do plan to stitch both of these sometime. And then Hello America. And there's 7 designs in here, and I'm not going to show them to you because last week I tried and it was really hard to keep the actual chart out of the camera. So you can go to her page, or you've probably seen them all already. It's been advertised, you know, all month. So there's a lot in here. I definitely like the front cover, but there's also a lot of other nice ones in there that, you know, I can't stitch too many things from one designer in a row. I have to give other people a chance too. So they'll be spread out a little bit. And then the most recent auto we got was from With Thy Needle. And we got Autumn's Swan, which I think is the 2nd season in this series. Feels Like Fall. And 2 for Halloween. Goodness Gracious. Such a cute name. And Woodland Witch. I like that she's under a cloche. That's a little bit of a different style. So I hope this is going to be a series too. And then the other new thing that we have is, I feel like I just showed you the Atomic Ranch Automatic, but that's because July's was late. And I think I might have even showed it the beginning of August. But anyway, this is the August Automatic, and the color is called Lestrange. We had it in some counts last fall when we had their trunk show, and it sold really well, and I really liked it. So I was excited that this was part of the automatic this year. So I'm going to show you the 20 count Ada outside of the plastic bag just so you can get a better view. So it's kind of like a gray denim. It reminds me of Zweigart's Vintage Stormy Night, but it has more blue to it. But still would be really good for winter, snowmen, Halloween, even fall with the gray tones. So some of the counts are already sold out because I have even numbers of people that are doing it, and I get it by the half yard and then I cut it into quarters if that's what people want. So some of the counts, if I have 4 people, I just get 2 half yards and then it's gone. Next year I might rethink that with what people have been asking for and what was the more popular counts. You know, I kind of tweak it each year. So this is what I have left this time. The 14 Ada, 18 Ada, 28 Lugana, 32 Lugana. I think this was the messiest one. Very fun. A monochromatic piece would be nice on this. That way you could let the background shine. And then 40 count linen. So if anybody's interested in those, you know, as of today, this is what I have in stock. All right, then let's move on to my stitching. And I didn't get as much done in the past couple weeks. Well, yeah, I didn't stitch as much because it was summer and we were busy. We had fun stuff we were doing, but also I was working on all those whips for the Olympic stitching. So it seems like this is just a little bit to show after that big video. But anyway, I'm spending most of my time working on Prairie Schoolers Where There Are Bees. This was a start in Mania 2019, and I just didn't get back to it until recently. So I'm doing the big sampler right now. I'll do those as well. And what I did was take the 4 DMC solid colors and find Weeks Dye Works that match them, just so that it would have a little more interest. So that's what I chose, and I've gotten quite a bit done. It's actually fun to do those hexagons, octagons, no, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, octagons, because the middle one was different, but the other ones are the same. So it doesn't require much counting. I just follow the previous one. But this has been really fun to work on, so I'm excited that I got back to that. Then I had plans, you know how that works, to finish Harvest Tiny Town, at least finish the stitching before Bonnie's birthday so that we could pick out framing for it. And shame on me, I didn't finish it. Her birthday was last week. She has seen it as I've been working on it, but I didn't finish it. And I'm gonna blame it on the fact that what I have left to stitch are all the fussy little parts. The little leaves, the little flowers, filling in the windows, that sort of thing. So I just have to get a move on. And this is being stitched on 32 Prairie Land, which was one of last year's automatics from Atomic Ranch. So it'll get done eventually. And let's see. I did add the frill in the middle. I thought I better show you that because what I'm gonna show you now is what the giveaway is going to be this week. So it hasn't come yet, but it's on its way. Thankful Tiny Town. You can see a better picture on her Facebook page. And Thankful Frill. And for previous ones, she has put out posts on her Facebook and Instagram that suggest where she would put the frill. And I believe this is exactly where she said she would put the autumn one. So that's why I did it that way. She knows how to balance things just right. So just tell me if you've stitched a tiny town, if you plan to stitch one, whatever. Say something about a tiny town and we'll put you in the drawing for that next time. All right, then, because yesterday was the 31st, I decided to start a new Halloween piece. And this is from last year or 22. No, it's from last year. And I had seen a post on Facebook where someone had done it on the lavender perforated paper. And I thought that was such a clever idea. And it almost exactly matched the fabric. And so that was my plan. And then it literally took months to get the paper in stock. And then I was over it and Halloween was probably coming up fast or it had already passed. So I decided to save it for this year. So I started it last night and this is what I accomplished, the ghost. And I'm using, I think, most of the colors that she called for. I'm making 2 changes. One is, you know, I don't like to do beige ghosts, so I changed the whitewash to bright white. I just like bright white better, and you never know where the beige in some of those off-whites are going to show up as you're stitching with it. And so that was one change that was easy for me to do. I probably should have done it in glow in the dark. I just thought of that now, but oh well, I already stitched it. And then the other thing is, this color is Blackboard by Weeks Dye Works, and in the photo that I saw, and also in holding the current skein up to the lavender paper, it doesn't look nearly as dark as that. So I think I'm going to change that color. I haven't found the one I'm going to use. One of my ideas is to possibly take one strand of a dark charcoal and an overdye purple and put them together in the same needle and stitch that way. I kind of wanted to keep it black or charcoal so that it would be easier to find a frame, if that makes any sense. So we'll see. But that was just really fun because it was the 31st to work on that. Okay, I am going to send this chart, Strawberry Sweet, off to Kathy Nans in Pennsylvania. And she's already let me know that she chose 36 count for the Vintage Country Mocha. So that's what I'll be giving her. And then the last thing we have to talk about, I guess, is the video that I'm going to put at the end, there's also some pictures, and I kind of wanted to explain a little bit about what was there. So we went to 2 county fairs this year. Sometimes, well, I don't know if we've ever gone to 3 in the same summer, because that's a lot. That's a lot of fried food, right? But we do have 3 fairly close to us that we enjoy mixing up a little bit. Sometimes it depends on what musical group is playing or what special event is going on. We like to go to different things like the dog agility or the junior fair showing their pygmy goats, you know, things like that. So that, and then sometimes now we like to go for free senior night. So this time we went to 2. We had the opportunity to go to our local fair where we live, which is Medina County, but the weather was very rainy that week. There was too much going on. And we ended up not being able to make it for the free senior night. And then the night we were thinking of going, we had actually already seen that musical group the week before at another event, so we kind of skipped it. So the first fair that we went to was Cuyahoga County, which is where my shop is located. And it's our least favorite fair because it's not as rural. That's a hard word to say on camera, but it's, I don't know, it's not as interesting. They don't have good musical groups anymore. There's hardly anything special there. The food is just, you know, average fare. And they no longer have a needlework exhibit. So anyway, but on Saturday night, they were doing like a game show presentation with Melissa Peterman and Jerry O'Connell, because they have fairly new game shows on TV right now. And I didn't necessarily want to be there to try to participate, so I'm glad we were late and didn't get to do that. My husband is constantly telling me, we do watch game shows together. It's one of the things on TV that we both enjoy, you know, watching together. So he's always telling me, you should apply for this. You should fill out that questionnaire. You should, you know, try to get on that game show. And I'm like, first of all, everyone's good at home on their sofa. And secondly, just because I'm smarter than him doesn't mean I'm going to win any money on a game show. But I just think it's funny that he keeps encouraging me to do that and that he thinks I'm so smart. So we didn't get to do that. I did kind of want to meet them. The line was really long, so we went and got something to eat and came back, and I was able to meet them. So somebody from the TV station was taking the pictures with everybody's camera. So I got to hug them both, but they didn't get a picture of me with Melissa. And then I just thought this was funny. I have literally no idea what we were laughing at. I couldn't even remember that night when I looked at the pictures. They took like 20 pictures, and I only saved some of them, but I have no idea what we were laughing at. But it was just, that was just really fun. And the reason my husband's not in the pictures is because he didn't know who the heck they were. So he didn't want to be in them, and I wouldn't have let him anyway. So Melissa, I knew from the Reba show. She played the crazy second wife of Reba's ex-husband, and I just thought she was so funny. Her game show is People, Place, or Thing, and we just started watching that recently. And then Jerry O'Connell, I knew from a couple things, but more recently, they had his detective show Carter. They had it scheduled so that you could either binge watch or DVR and binge watch it later. And good news, there might be a 3rd season. I heard that right from him. So anyway, it was just really fun to meet people that I had watched and enjoyed. And that kind of made my night. And so then there's some fair animals as well. And then the second fair that we went to was Lorain County, which is the farthest one away, but it's our favorite. They have more food choices. Sometimes I think there's better music, and we do just enjoy that fair. So we went to both of those. So I hope you enjoy that video. You might want to turn your sound down when you get to that part. I individually lowered the sound way down for each clip, And for some reason, when you put the video together, it doesn't, it still sounds kind of loud. And then there's, I overlaid music. I'm sorry, it's really hard to edit something like that when you're not as familiar with doing it. So I just wanted to warn you that maybe you would want to turn your own sound down when you get to that point. I think that's it. Did I tell you I should have most of my orders, hopefully by the next time I do a video from Marketplace? I think I made it through my list. This is actually the second time through. I shouldn't have told you that. Maybe I'll cut this part out. Maybe not. Okay. That's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
Look at this one's right here. He's so fuzzy.